What's going on YouTube? Really quick video here on lubrication. Sorry about that. Anyway, just a really quick video in terms of what I use for knife lubrication to keep this as clean as possible. When I first started out knife collecting, I started out using mineral oil on my Spyderco Tenacious. And you know, the one mineral oil, it actually works great. I think the only thing about it is it has very low viscosity. You know, so it's very fluid, and so it kind of just gets all over the place. You know, every time I flick it open, you know, just for example with my ZT 350 here, when I first got this, it had I believe it had mineral oil in there, and mineral oil is a very you know, pure substance. You know, it doesn't it's not very pollutant or anything like that. And but anyway, every time I flick this knife out, you would get like little spats of mineral oil that would kind of shoot off into the blade. Obviously, I mean, that's good for the blade, but it's just messy. So I quickly moved on from the mineral oil. I used it as well to just to get my little sharpening stone wet as well. When I first started doing freehand sharpening. Later on, I moved to Tri-Flow, being a mountain biker in the past and having to clean up my bike chains and all that kind of stuff. Tri-Flow was one that came up. It's got Teflon in it, and I thought, you know, it's a really good grease. And the same thing, you know, it has a very low viscosity, so it gets all over the place. You know, and I would just use too much at a time. And it's kind of like a little hard to control because it's, you know, low viscosity. Anyway, so then I started moving on to this gel or grease, if you will. This is the Reeves fluorinated grease, and this is, I think, by far the best grease for knives. You know, Reeves, obviously, it's his product, so he, you know, promotes using this grease for Sabenzas and all that kind of stuff. And I have to admit, you know, this grease is awesome. It's probably the best grease that I've used thus far in this year of collecting. But the only thing is, you know, 12 bucks and then plus shipping for this little tiny, you know, and this is a tiny little thing. Just to measure how much you get. I think it's a 0.5 ounces or something like that. You know, this is a 3.25 inch blade. You know, just to measure how, you know, big this tube is. It's pretty small. You know, and width-wise, obviously, it's you know, you don't get very much. And they say, you know, a little bit goes a long way and all that kind of stuff. But you know, over the course of half a year, I've pretty much used this up. You know, and not to mention this little toothpaste tube is really inconvenient to use. You know, it gets, when you squeeze it out, it's just hard to control. You know, they, on their website and most places, they have a picture of it coming from a syringe, and that's from what I think is, you know, at least a year back. You know, when I inquired at Chris Reeve about it, they said that you know, the people that provide the tubes weren't dealing with them anymore. So they've been dealing in these little toothpaste tubes. So I mean, 12 bucks. If I got the syringe, I think it'd be a little bit better because you can control it a lot better as you're dispensing it. So anyway, I just, you know, went looking, and then this product came up. This is also a fluorinated grease made by Dupont, and I saw on a forum how this particular product compares to Chris Reeve for knives. And you know, Chris Reeve, he actually chimed in on the forum and said that it's slightly different. You know, some of the things that they add to the fluorinated grease by Chris Reeve is a little bit different from here. But from what I've been able to tell, you know, this is it's a pretty good grease, and I've been using this on most of my knives thus far. You know, I only use this on my highest end knives to lube them up. But for most part, you know, I've been using this. I use it on a Hinder. I use it on this ZT right here. You know, and it's been working great. You know, it's got the same consistency as the Chris Reeve grease. It comes in this large syringe, so it is easy to dispense. You know, it's got this little tiny cover. The tip of the syringe is also very small, so you can control how much you get. Obviously, you get way more in this little tube than you do in this toothpaste tube right here too. So this was, I think, about 11 bucks on Amazon, and I think this could seriously last a lifetime. So anyway, yeah, I mean, I'm advocating for this grease. This is what I've been using. You know, I mean, it's really just preference. Some people use rem oil, gun oils. Some people just, you know, keep using mineral oil, and that's totally fine. That's their prerogative, and whatever they feel comfortable with using, they should totally, you know, just go with that. But I've been using this for a while. I actually used the White Lightning wax lubricant as well, and I used that on my Emerson CQC8, and I found that it kind of started squeaking a little bit. That's supposedly like a really, really good chain lube, but this one I feel like is a lot smoother. You don't get any noise with it. There's no buildup. It just kind of continues to lubricate around the pivot. So yeah, so anyway, this is the Finish Line Extreme Fluoro made by Dupont. So fluorinated PFPAE grease. So I think it's been pretty awesome for all my knives. So anyway, I just wanted to show that off for you guys, and yeah, let me know what you guys use for your lubricant for your knives. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next vid. Bye.